Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's TLC Tuesday. I'm here with Kimberly. She's back from her world tour. We are here to talk about Before the 90 Days. Kimberly, welcome back from Canada.
Thank you. Oi.
I've seen you.
Hey.
I've seen.
I said oi because I'm a Jew. A.
Oi and A. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about it.
They don't talk like that in Vancouver.
It's good. Do they have French-ish sounding?
No.
It's just
no.
Very, very American sounding, regular Canadian.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I did meet with one listener who had a bit of an accent.
Yeah. Ooh, how
with
was
certain
that?
words. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to ask you if you met up with some listeners or if you found some friends or what happened.
I did. I made friends everywhere I went, and I met up with 2 different listeners. So that was really great.
Love that.
And I made friends in the airport, and we made friendship bracelets, and you laughed at me.
I thought it was incredible. I thought it was amazing. I was so happy for you.
From your tone over text.
No, I was like,
you were like,
this.
Okay.
I'm here I love it. I'm here for it. I love it. That was my tone. Maybe I should have let you a voice note instead.
It was the 3 okays that made me question if there was judgment there.
No, I'm sorry. I know. I was living for your journey. There was no judgment. I was excited for the whole thing.
And we just did our moment. And now it's over. And no one can get it anymore.
Nope. If you miss the moment is gone.
Yeah. That's the whole thing about a moment.
Yeah. Ingrid's like, next year, maybe you should like announce the guest, or you should do this, or you should do that. I go, you know what? That sounds like an October problem.
Yeah.
It sounds like we did it. It was super fun. We loved it.
Let's not think about it.
We won't think about it until October. No. I don't need to think. I do still have
I didn't start thinking about this one until you started pushing it in November. And I was like, oh God, it's already November.
I know. Well, Ingrid says we should have done it earlier, but you know what?
We should have probably.
It's okay. You were planning your tour with Taylor. Yeah. And by the way, so I meant to ask you this, and this is probably an off mic question, but you gave me a diamond painting of Pink Shade, which is right here still.
Yeah. I got to help you hang it.
Well, you said I got to help you hang it, but I was like, why can't I just go to Michael's and get a frame? It's like, it's a different thing.
No, that would be expensive. So I was going to go through options with you, and I'm going to pay for your frame.
No, you're not.
Well, yeah, I just didn't want to pick one out that I didn't know if you'd like, because Katie and I were not sure of your frame tastes.
Yeah. I'll probably, because it's going to go right back here.
Okay. Huh. So you can do like a frame with no glass on it. So the diamond painting, that's what this is.
Yeah.
Or I do a lot of the ones where it's kind of open. It's like one of those hanging frames.
Okay. Yeah.
And it just clips on the top and the bottom. And then it sort of looks like a canvas hanging. So it's totally up to you.
Yours literally looks like.
And mine you can't really tell is a diamond painting.
No, yours literally just looks like your logo, like you just blew it up and printed it. But it's crazy that you did that with all those tiny pieces.
Yeah. And I wanted yours to be this size. But again, that cursive screwed me.
You didn't have to do it.
I was going back and forth with the company and that was doing the custom thing. And they're like, well, it's just not legible. What is that? Reality blah blah with blah blah. It's with empty.
Oh, it was so much work, and you didn't have to do it, and it was so big and so nice, and I am so excited about it. I showed it to my husband. He's like, I don't even understand how this works. I was like, it's all these tiny, teeny, tiny pieces.
I know. It was good for me to have a project to work on going up to Taylor.
Yeah.
Because I needed to stop making friendship bracelets because I had already made so many.
Did you just give them out everywhere you went?
We were trading. Like people would just trade with you on the street. But I still have a lot. Katie sent me a lot too. She just bought some online and sent them to me. But
special.
Like a Buc-ee's one. She bought me a Buc-ee's one from Buc-ee's.
From Buc-ee's. Oh my God.
No, but I had measured the piece and had divided it by how many days I had left until my trip. Oh. And like, I have to do 2.5 inches a day. So it was like, you can't go to bed until you do this, even if my arm hurts. my neck hurts, you're doing this. But then I ran out of time. I just couldn't finish it. And then I was like, my sister-in-law, she doesn't even know how to diamond paint. She's like, I'll finish it.
Oh my
Take the
gosh,
day from work.
Kimberly.
I'll finish it. And then I was like, well, if I get home the day before the moment and then I can just overnight it to Virginia, how much will that cost? And then
$1 million.
$1 million. And then literally my whole flights got canceled and I had to fly out the next day. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go home and finish the diamond painting then. So silver linings.
I cannot believe all that went into it. And I'm very appreciative of it. And I have a lot of guilt about it.
Why?
I feel terrible that you did that all for
I got a Taylor Swift pillow.
Yeah. Cute.
And a Stanley cup with accessories. God, this pillow is so soft, by the way.
It is. It is. It came with another pillow that it was just like I bought the case and the pillow separately, but the case is so soft, and it came with another one that just says "I'm a Swiftie," and I was like, that doesn't hit as much as that one does.
No, this hits better.
Yeah. So I asked my neighbor whose daughters are Swifties. I said, "Do your daughters want this pillow?" And she was like, "No." No. She's like, "The other one was cute, though." I was like, "You can't have that one. That one's shipped to California."
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot went into the moment, and I love to give gifts. I love to receive gifts. So the whole thing made me very happy.
It was so fun, and honestly, I'm still buzzing that I got to talk to Ronnie because
now I'll connect you on text, and you can be friends.
I can't giddy. Like
you can be friends.
I was screaming. I could feel that I was talking really, really loudly when he came on because I was so excited and I couldn't stop myself. And it was like, lower your voice, Kimberly, lower your voice. But like,
I could tell you were super excited.
I couldn't control myself.
I know. So that's why I wanted it.
I was fully starstruck.
And I did say on the moment that he tried to cancel, but I didn't mean like he tried to cancel like for nefarious reasons. He was just like,
no, he was at like a holiday thing. And
he was like, I'm so dumb. I forgot I was going to be at my aunt's house in Texas for a holiday event. And I wrote him back. I go, you have to do it. Can you do it from an iPhone? You don't have to have your laptop. And he was like, yeah, I can. But like, I hate that it won't be like super great quality. And we were like, we don't care.
We don't care.
This is a surprise for Kimberly. I said, I told you she's obsessed with you. He's like, okay, great. I love people to be obsessed with me.
Oh my God, I love it.
I know. It was really fun. It was hilarious. He got up and showed us, he showed us the gift that he gave to his aunt last year, which was a pillow of just his face, like peeking out from the corner of the pillow.
That was so funny. Cute. I love it.
So funny.
And his aunt has it. I love it.
And his aunt has it. It's just like in the guest room. Like, here's Ronnie for anybody coming to visit. Okay. Well, I stood in line at the post office today for 1 hour. I went in and I was like, oh, look at this. The line doesn't seem very big. But then I got closer to the door. I realized it was like all the way back to like where all the like the little PO boxes are. I was like, so I think there was 12 people there and then like 8 people I was in the vestibule. These people, and there were like 8 people that were inside. So you had to like, rotate out of the vestibule into the main part. So I went and got a shopping cart from the grocery store next door and loaded my packages in that and stood in the vestibule with a shopping cart like a real homeless lady bag person.
Oh my gosh. You're not supposed to take those carts.
I had to. I couldn't hold all those things. I had 4 huge boxes. And so when it came to be my turn to rotate from the vestibule into the main part, the lady was like, that cart's going to lock up on you. It locks up right about in here. She was like, because I'm sure people do it all the time. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So I put all my boxes down and I looked at the lady in front of me. I was like, can I go return this cart? She goes, I got you, girl. So I went and returned the card and came back in. Of course, the line had not moved an inch, but I stood in that line for 1 hour. I was just like, thank the Lord for like TikTok and my AirPods.
Jeez.
People kept trying to talk to me. I was like, can't you see I have AirPods in? I'm not talking to you.
Now, since I have my Etsy store and for like 10, 11 years, I've had this Etsy store. Mm-hmm. I've become an expert at the machine that
There's no machine at my post office.
Okay. See, that's ridiculous. But right before I went on my trip, I had a bunch of orders to send because our listeners are so amazing and like bought stuff from my Etsy shop and we're trying to finance my Taylor Swift trip. Basically, it made a dent Like, it was so
Good.
nice of these
Yeah.
people. And so, but like I had like 12 or something things to ship, and I'm
Wow.
too nice. And so I kept letting people go. So I would mail one thing, and then if someone was like lingering behind me, I'd be like, okay, go ahead. But then I have to wait for them to learn how to use the machine. It's always like someone who can't figure out how to use the
And you
machine.
could have just done it super fast.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so fast on the machine. But then I figured out that Etsy now, like, you can just buy the postage from your computer and print it out. So
Mm-hmm.
now I can do that. So I'm just trying to avoid the post office as much as possible.
Yeah.
So that was very brave of you.
Well, it had to get done. And I had to drop off at FedEx and I had to drop off at UPS. And then, like, I had to get gas. It was just one of those things. And then when I got home, so we were sitting down to record this at 4 p.m. my time. I walked in the door at 2:55 p.m. with 1 hour and 5 minutes to take all the notes. But it was because I only take half the notes. It wasn't long, but
So
my
did you
God,
fast forward through the rest, or you had already watched it?
I'd already watched it.
Oh, okay.
I'd
So I
already
was like,
watched it in
it's
full.
an hour and 20 minutes with no commercials.
Yeah, no, I was like,
But I have, you can tell it's the end of the season because I have stopped paying attention when I'm not taking the notes. Like last night, I was doing stuff for Patreon and I was returning things on Amazon, and
yeah.
I was like trying to transfer over these videos of Taylor Swift. Because it's taken me this long to figure out how to transfer videos over because I'm an idiot. And I have a Droid and my computer's a Mac. And so
Yeah,
I
well,
need like a special program. But anyway, I literally realized I'm not paying attention. Like I'm not looking. I don't see. I mean, I naturally look away when Lauren is on the screen because I think that's just God, like my body is trying to protect me, or God like trying to protect me.
uh-huh.
It's like a self-preserving mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did miss out on some of Vea. Like I was like looking at it. I go, I forgot what she looks like because I haven't been watching her when she's on the screen. I've just been listening. I forgot what she looks like. And now she looks so different in her interviews. So
she had a glow up on her interviews. Well, it's funny too, because there's a new couple on Love After Lockup that Keisha said yesterday with this girl, Tia. She goes, when she's got makeup on, she looks like she's 30, like about her age. When she doesn't have makeup on, she looks like she's 65. I was like,
oh my God. I
Keisha,
can't wait.
but it is. You look at Keisha goes, she looks like two entirely different people. I was like, yeah, it'd be rough to have to keep up that makeup look all the time.
Yeah.
But she
like
does
s7e18.
look. Yeah.
But s7e18's given up and she just has face masks on all the time. Like green.
Well, yeah.
Like
she
the
looks
Grinch.
different now. She looks different now too. She's gotten a glow up as well.
So my DVR recorded. First of all, I cannot get Love After Lockup ever on my Sling, and so I have to like pay for like all black and get But it recorded something, and I don't know if it's new or not. It's Love During Lockup, I think.
That's our new season. Yeah.
Okay, so it is. So these are, because I didn't recognize these people, but I missed like a season or two way back, so I couldn't tell if it was old people or new people.
It just started this past Friday.
Okay, so that's new. Okay,
yeah,
so I got it.
It might say like Love Life During Lockup, season 5F,
Right.
episode 51.
All right,
because it is season 5F, episode 51. Now, usually they roll through all three iterations during, after, love, life, during, all that.
Yeah.
And then they start a new season.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. And then they start a new season. So technically this should be season 6, episode 1, because we're starting with during. But nope. They've just rolled. They just said, nope, it's still season 5, even though all the people are totally different.
Because they don't want to pay people, right?
I don't want to pay people. And I can't explain it. I don't know. One day, if I ever get to interview Matt Sharp, I'm going to ask him.
That's nuts.
But it's nuts. But yes, I was like, I know this is going to be season 6, episode 1. And then, 2 years from now, we'll be on episode 51. Like, I get it. But nope, season 5F, episode 51.
So these are all new people?
Brand new people.
Okay.
Not one repeater.
I didn't recognize them.
They're brand new. And there's a couple of really interesting storylines.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Like one woman is like fully encouraged her prison boyfriend to have sugar mamas to pay for his stuff so she doesn't have to. She's like, it's fine because I don't think he's not playing me. He's playing all of them.
Oh my God.
And he is hot.
Really?
And I mean, like just objectively hot as a human.
Okay.
There's not one person in the world would not say that this guy is hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I
there.
mean, maybe
I'm in.
there is if you don't like a lot of tattoos, but if you don't mind that bad boy tattoo look,
If
this is the
you
guy for
don't
you.
mind looking at him and going, could he be a white supremacist? No, he's not a
Mm,
white supremacist.
I don't think he is, but
See,
sometimes,
but
yeah.
you're wondering.
But now I'm wondering. I wish you wouldn't have said that.
Sorry.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
You got to
Um,
look at the tattoos and go, what do they mean?
oh no, 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 not there's so many. How could you see them? There's millions. You can't when there are that many, you lose it. There could be
Mm-hmm.
several in there you're not noticing. There could be like terrible tattoos in there that you don't know. There's no way to see it.
Mm-hmm.
No way to see it.
Debbie, Colty's mom's boyfriend.
Oh, I was like, well, yeah, his is just take that shirt off and look at his back, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing. We could talk about past characters all day long.
Yeah, sorry. Let's do this.
Let's do this. First, I want to tell you about Sono Bello, and I know you know about it because you guys talk about it on Dateline as well.
Yeah.
But Sono Bello right now is having their friends and family holiday savings event, and what Sono Bello is this LAL? It's laser assisted lipo, and people can go in one comfortable appointment and get rid of whatever it is that's bothering them. Some people do like that underarm squirt of fat,
Yes.
or like on the back of where the bra, and it bulges out in
Oh
the back.
yeah.
Like these
Uh-huh.
are like little places that even if you've done like diet, exercise, whatever, just
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can't get rid of it. And
Mm-hmm.
some people if you've had a couple of kids and a couple of C-sections, it's like that lower belly area. So
Or if
no,
you're just Kimberly and have no excuse for that area.
listen, but in
Right?
your life, like you gain and lose weight a lot, and then sometimes it leaves little pockets that you can't get
Yep.
rid of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Sonobella doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. This is a technique that removes that stubborn fat permanently. And it, like I said, it can go whatever is your problem area. There's lots of choices there. So whatever is for you, it gone in one comfortable visit. So if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, you got to check out sonobella.com. You got to go look at those before and after pictures because I am my head could be on most of those before pictures. And I'd like for my head to be on the after pictures. That's what I need. So go on over to sonobello.com/pink shade and you will save big during their friends and family fall savings, holiday savings event. You can schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/pink shade, sonobello.com/pink shade. And we thank Sono Bello for being a sponsor of this
Thank you.
podcast. Okay, let's get into our recap here. And let me tell you who we're going to do first. I should probably pull that up before I started running my mouth. Seems like a lot of heavy lifting for Mary Payne this week is what it felt like to me.
My notes were pretty short.
So let's get started with Joe and Magdalena over there in Poland. I'm trying to remember what Kim of 90 Day Cray Cray said they call her.
Magma.
That's good. Throw a different word in there altogether.
Uh-huh.
Yes, magma. That's right.
She is fiery. I guess.
There you go. Nailed it.
Yep. So she's cranky and mad at him, and I literally can't remember why. Every episode, she's always mad at him, but then he explains because they were eating, and he said, "Let's go slow," and she was like, "You don't love me. You don't want to marry me tomorrow, even though we just met."
He brought up that girl, that guy,
yeah, because that's a reasonable thing to bring up. This is a pattern of behavior.
He was like, "How long were you dating him before you moved there?
And you moved to Germany?"
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So she's like, why do we have to wait? If I love you, why do we have to wait? But by the same token, why do you have to rush? You're 23.
So young. But remember, she just quit her job for no reason. But she did say in that scene last week, she did say she has already bought her ticket and is coming to the States for a month. So they had already, he had already said, I'll come there for 2 weeks. And then in a couple of weeks, you come visit me for a month. So Poland and the U.S. must have a very easy breezy open border situation.
Yeah, it does seem like that.
Yeah.
So he goes, I've never had a conversation like this before having sex with someone, because it always comes down to sex with him. Mm-hmm, and, he's like, but I don't want to pressure you to have sex, even though that's what I've been doing since I stepped off the plane. by making these little jokes, these little passive aggressive jokes.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, so you're there. Then they argue about like, because she's denying sex because she wants to prove that it's serious, and he wants to have sex to prove that it's serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work. So she decides we are going on a lovely picnic. So I'm going to flip off the angry switch and we're going to be lovey dovey. And they're like holding hands. And she's not mad anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's
That's
hot
how
and
that
cold.
works. Yeah,
So
she's something.
she's something. She scares me a little. Like
me too. She's going to get your dog to eat his penis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he is like, oh, so I'm going to meet your mom and that's going to be great. And then he's like, but your dad's not in the picture, right? And she goes, no, because my parents divorced when I was 12 and it made me hate all men. I wanted nothing to do with men. I didn't want to look up at a man. I didn't want to be around a man. I wanted to be in one of those sci-fi movies where all the men are dead and it's just women. And he's like, okay.
He's like, so don't you want to be my boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at least she knows she has daddy issues.
Yeah, true.
Like she's aware. And then she's like, well, my dad did, he did something bad. And I'm not going to quote Taylor Swift. I'm not going to finish that lyric. Fighting it off, fighting the urge.
Please do it. I'd like to hear the Taylor Swift lyric that correlates with this situation.
Well, I did something bad. Why did it feel so good?
Okay.
And, but her dad did something bad and she doesn't want to explain. She doesn't want to talk about it, but she went so far as to legally make it so he's not her dad anymore. I don't know how you do that when you're 23. It's not legal emancipation. It's like some other paperwork that takes
him off
your
the birth certificate.
Yeah. So now, and she goes, so now he's not my dad. Now he can't ask me about money or ask me for things, which is very interesting. So maybe he's deadbeat dad and has been borrowing money from his 23-year-old daughter.
I don't know. I feel like something terrible happened. And maybe the mom will tell us next week. But I mean, I wonder if he like went off and had an affair and had another child out of wedlock and then gave attention to that child and not to her.
Right.
You figure out what it is that is so bad besides just leaving the mom, which is bad enough. That what it is for her to be like, no, I legally don't want to be attached to him.
Different things are different levels of bad to different people.
Correct.
Like what she thinks is really, really bad could legitimately be universally really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or she is known to overreact. So with Joey. So it could be something small, but she does seem like it's really bad. So I want to believe that it is really, really bad. Like,
yeah. And I feel like the mom might
let it slip.
Yeah.
And so he goes, see, that's another reason I want to go slow because divorce is really hard, So maybe that's why we should go slow. She's like, okay, I understand your point, but I'm still going to keep pushing for marriage until you leave.
It's so funny. They went on this picnic and she's like, have you ever been on a picnic with any other woman ever?
Seriously. Have you ever been on the water? Near water? Have you ever walked? Have you ever walked with another girl?
Like, I live in West Palm Beach, so I have seen the water before. But they go and he's like, oh, this is the Polish beach. I was like, you're at a lake. What are you talking about?
It was a lake, but it was cute. I mean, it was cute. There were people paddleboarding and stuff.
I love the dog they kept showing going into the water to grab the stick and coming back out. It was cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Hades.
No, it's just some other dog.
They didn't bring Hades.
No,
poor Hades.
Hades can't go in public.
He's going to just bite penises everywhere he goes.
Going to bite those penises. Y'all, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers, so many of them have had liposuction. It's lipo. Whether it's a small touch-up or a total makeover, nobody has a perfect body, you guys. Nobody. But lipo has changed a lot, and Sono Bello has been at the forefront using their LAL technology and getting these beautiful natural outcomes for each person. LAL is laser-assisted lipo, and the results are incredible. I have been on Sono Bello's website looking at the results, and I'm encouraged. And I'm going to make an appointment for a consultation. And right now, our friends at Sono Bello are offering you their best deal. You're now included in their Friends and Family Holiday Savings event. You're going to get the same price that Friends and Family get at Sono Bello. Their doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. It's a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Whatever is your problem area, your tummy, your love handles, your thighs, your arms, they can do it all. And it's all gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great, and keep doing that. But if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during Sono Bello's Friends and Family Fall Savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/pinkshade. Okay. sonobello.com/pinkshade. sonobello.com/pinkshade, and go schedule your free consultation and get on that Friends and Family deal. All right, let's move on to Tiger Lily and Adnan. So
it sounds like she's been sucking some helium.
Something. It's really bad, this episode.
It was really bad, right?
Really bad. So he's been to the store, and I do wonder if she also went to the store, but we just didn't see her go to the store, because she is wearing a purse in the kitchen. So I don't know why she would just need to have a purse on her in the kitchen.
Like when Jasmine was running through Panama with
a purse.
A full-on handbag.
Yeah. Not even like a fanny pack or a backpack, but just so she's got a crossbody on in the kitchen. So I was like, did we just not see her? But anyway, there's a million stairs up to this Airbnb, to which I say bad planning. Too many. So he says, on this trip, Tiger Lily has been talking a lot about our problems, but not today. I've rented this Airbnb, this gorgeous Airbnb, 4 million steps up, so my wife can cook for my family. My mom and my brother are coming. Okay. So she's cooking for Thanksgiving. She says that's her favorite holiday. Again, purse in the kitchen. And when she is pulling out the ingredients, okay, this is what's happening. She goes, "Oh my God, baby, you got celery." He goes, "Celery." And she goes, "Look at this garlic. The garlic's so cute." He goes, "It's garlic." She goes, "Oh my God, baby, this whipped cream is like in a box." "Yeah, whipped cream." Then she goes, "But pumpkin? There's a pumpkin." He goes, "Yes, pumpkin. Look at the pumpkin." She goes, what's that for?" He goes, "Because I've seen it in the holiday movies and people get a pumpkin. You need the turkey, gobble, gobble, gobble." And she's like, "Baby, you're so funny. Can you help me take off my purse and put on my apron?" So crazy.
It sounds like they're on like some sort of game show.
Yes.
And like they're yelling out the prizes or something, or like it's hilarious. Like the Tonight Show, and like they have the sidekick that kind of just repeats what they say for comic effect.
Yes, it was completely like that. When I watched it the second time, I was like, "What are they doing?" She's like, "It's garlic. It's garlic.
Garlic.
Whipped cream. It's whipped cream." Oh, it's funny. So the producer says, "So how do you cook with those nails?" And she goes, "Oh my God, my nails is like scissors and tongs. My nails are like a multi-purpose tool. Oh my God." No, don't tell me that. That makes me think you don't wash your nails enough. I don't want you picking
like turkey under her fingernails. That's nasty.
So she goes, "Honey, I don't know how to make the water hot, honey." And then he's like, And she goes, "Isn't this like a manly thing?" It's like she's trying to like pump him up. Like, "You're such a man. Only a man could figure out how to make the water hot, honey." I was like, "Just turn it the other way." So then she goes, "Honey, I need to know Celsius. Honey, I only know Fahrenheit. What is it? I need to be 350. How do I do it?" He goes, "I don't know." I was like, "Google it, you asshole." God.
I had to do that during my trip to Canada. Anytime someone told me what the weather was.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to add 30 or just subtract 50. I can't remember.
I just Googled it.
So then she goes, "Honey, what does it mean when there's a picture on the oven of a cloud raining?" And I was like, that I wanted to know. What does it mean?
Like clean? Would that be for oven cleaning or something?
I don't know if it's oven, or I was like, does that mean there's moisture in there? It's like raining inside the oven. I was like, I too wanted to know what that meant.
That is curious.
If anybody knows, let us know. And then she's like, honey, I don't know about this kitchen. He goes, oh my gosh, you keep asking me a question about the kitchen. And I told you, I don't know anything.
See, and I think she's doing the thing that like some girls do when they're in like middle school, you act dumb. So like the guy, and then some women do it into adulthood, but we need to all stop collectively doing that. Acting dumb so the man feels like super manly because he's helping us, but he's getting super annoyed.
I mean,
she
did try to, compliment his manhood to say only a man would be able to figure out how to make the water hot.
Yeah, seriously.
I just would have said, did you turn it to the right? Try the left, because sometimes they're on backwards.
Steam cooking function, meaning the oven will use steam to cook food, often represented by a cloud icon with lines depicting steam rising up.
Wow. What kind of a fancy oven has got a steam element?
I know. I do not think mine does that.
No, that seems dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So in the talking head, she's like, I want Adnan to be more supportive, and I am worried, how will things be when he's home with me in Texas? So the family walks in. It's the mom, Aaliyah, and Yazan, the brother. And Yazan might be a little cross-eyed, but he was cute.
Yazan's cute.
He was cute. Everybody kisses 1,000 times. How do we stop the kissing? It's like kiss, kiss, kiss. How do you know when it's time to stop kissing? Is it 12 on each cheek? It's so much kissing.
I don't know if you let the other person lead or like, I don't know.
Yeah. Who stops first? So
can't we just stop the whole thing after COVID, please?
Just so much kissing. So the talking head, Tiger Lily goes, I'm a little worried about presenting this food to his family because it's so different than what they're used to. But it's important to prove I can be a good wife. And I'm really proud because I pulled off this meal with foreign ingredients and a foreign stove and an unhelpful husband. And I also get to spend Turkey Day in Turkey.
Oh my God.
Now, at the table, she's explaining all the food. Like, here's the turkey, you do
also,
the gravy.
Where are your children? Like, do you ever think, where are her children? I know she maybe wouldn't spend Thanksgiving with them anyway. Maybe they're with their dad, but like, she doesn't seem to be all that concerned.
No, she doesn't.
Or that Adnan is going to come and be their stepdad.
Yeah, that's what you need to be concerned about.
And he has no paternal instincts whatsoever and no patience.
And no, he's very all about himself. So she explains the food. She explains Thanksgiving. It is a huge spread of food. She really did make like everything. Yeah. It was a lot.
Was that from scratch? Like the gravy? Was it from scratch?
It looked like everything was from scratch, except for it wasn't like a whole turkey. It was just turkey pieces.
Gotcha.
So the mom she calls her Lily, because probably she can't understand Tiger Lily. What does that mean? Yeah. So mom tells Lily, she says, she's like a daughter because I have no daughters. But earlier, Adnan said, my mom, sisters, and aunties all cook for the men. That's how it is in our culture. He says, my mom, my sisters, and the aunties. So, but the mom here says she has no daughters. So maybe he meant sisters-in-law, and that's like a language thing.
Yeah, he must, because he has all those brothers, maybe. So they all have wives, maybe.
Maybe so, because I was like, so the mom, of course, who's beautiful, is like, I just want her to know, since I don't have any daughters, she's like my daughter. And so she's like, it's so nice. So mom says,
she really did say it just like that.
Yeah,
like, she's not emotional, not just like, that's so nice.
Okay. So then mom is like, okay, so chop, chop. Now it's time to have kids. I want you to go ahead and start having the kids right away. And
she said, Adnan, can you do me a favor?
Oh, can you bang your wife enough so that she'll pump out some kids?
Yeah, just a little favor. I thought it was going to be like, hand me some more turkey. Can you make me a grandbaby?
Yeah. And she's like, I want you guys to have kids. I want you to do it right away. And I want all the kids to come and visit me all the time. Bring them to me. Bring me the children. I love children and you will bring them to me. And so they're all like, okay. And so luckily, Tiger Lily doesn't really know what they're saying. It's just sort of what he's saying. And they're all starting to kind of tear up to think about like Adnan will move to the States and have a baby that they won't see very often. And so mom says it's so upsetting to think about him leaving. And he says, don't worry about it. I'm going to come and visit you, Mom, every month or every 2 months. I'm going to come visit you. And Tiger Lily goes, what? Every month or 2 months? I don't know. I don't think that's realistic. She can just come visit us, right? And he says, yes, but she's got my brothers to take care of. Well, I'm like, they all seem to be older than you.
Yeah.
Why do you
And
have
they
to
have
take care of
wives,
them?
don't they?
So that didn't make any sense. And then Mom says to Tiger Lily, she goes, it's going to be very hard for me for him to move, but you're a mother. Like, you understand. You understand. Tiger Lily's like, no, because I don't care about my kids. Actually, I don't understand.
I haven't called them once since I've been here.
So in the talking head, she says, I don't think that he could go every single month back to Jordan. I mean, if I have a baby, he needs to be a supportive husband that stays with me all the time. What is he thinking? Like, now I'm wondering, like, if he's going to put his family before our family. And after all the sacrifices I've made, this feels like a slap in the face. Yeah. Okay, well, it's probably just going to get worse because we still know that we've got something coming in the next couple of episodes where she cries to her glam squad saying, like, she's scared of him or something, but we don't know.
Oh, yeah, that hasn't happened yet.
And we only have like 3 more episodes. Did you know that?
Okay.
Did I let you know that?
No, I'm excited. I could feel the season winding down.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have 2 or 3 more episodes, and then we're getting a 4-part reunion. So
4.
Yeah, because we definitely need that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Matt Sharp. Appreciate it.
Yeah, writing notes on reunions are so easy. Okay. Niles and Matilda, and I cannot wait to hear you describe this Niles and Mr. Ark meeting.
So, he's going to Mr. Ark to ask him for money, and he goes, "Good morning, Dad."
It's so fucked up. It is so weird how hard they're leaning into this, Kimberly.
I was like, don't encourage this man's delusion that he is your dad. Why are you playing into this?
It's so weird.
And so he sits down and Mr. Ark goes, "Did I tell you to sit? You can't sit until I tell you. Why did you put your bag there? You can't put your bag there until I tell you to put your bag there. Put your hands behind you. I'm your father. Show me some respect." What is this? This role play is so weird. It's so
bizarre.
He's like, "Okay, so I'll sit. Can I sit? And when can I sit?" Okay, he's so nervous. So he sits down and they start talking about the wedding and he goes, "Can you take care of Matilda? That's your job as the husband." And Niles is like, "Well, on that topic, would it be all right if I asked you a question?" And Mr. Ark goes, "Yes, of course. Ask me a question." And Niles goes, "Do I stand up?
Do I have to keep my arms behind my back? Am I allowed to touch my own backpack? What's happening?
Do I raise my hand like like kindergarten when you have a question?" So he's like, "All this is costing me a lot of money, and I don't have it. I am going to need financial help." And Mr. Ark and his crazy eyebrows that are so like wiry and skeptical.
Needs a little trim.
Yeah. He's like, "I'm very shocked by this, son." He's still doing them. It's my son. Okay. Mm-hmm. So
your mother and I are very disappointed in you.
He's known to this man for a week.
I know. Maybe.
So he goes, "I am shocked. I don't think you have no money. What? We in Ghana, we think all Americans have a lot of money. So you should have a lot of money." And Niles says, and Niles you have to be able to take care of your wife. That's the one job as a husband. And Niles says, "I did lose my job right before I came." And he's like, "But things are in motion. I have a plan. I'm hustling. I've been looking for a new job. I had an interview that I think went really well. So I'm going to find a better job and it's going to be great." And he says, "And I'm going to come back for Matilda. I promise." And Mr. Ark says, "I need a specific time. When are you coming back? 1 month, 2 months, 3 months." And Niles says, 2 or 3 months. And Mr. Ark says, "Say, I pledge to you, Daddy." that I will come back in 2 or 3 months. And Niles says, let's say 4 months. And Mr. Ark is like, okay, say I pledge to you, Daddy, 4 months. And Niles is like, maybe let's make it 5 months at the most.
Because he has no idea how long it's going. He doesn't even say, hey, I'd like to do it next month, but the government is going to, he doesn't even say anything about the government. He acts like he has control over it.
He says, he's like, I know I've heard of people who get it in a couple months. Who gets it in a couple months? Nobody. No one. And he says, but I know it could take years also. Yes, it can. Michael and Angela, of course, he was sabotaging.
But Sharper and Shekinah seem to get it like within 6 months.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it definitely depends on which country you're coming from, too.
It probably, if you get a lawyer or if you try to do it yourself, like Gino or whatever.
Yeah. And Niles is like hyping himself up. And he's like, well, I know that if I want it done, I can get it done faster. Where there's a will, there's a way. It's like, it's not up to you. This is the U.S. government and red tape. But
he's probably just like, listen, I said what I would like to do. I didn't mention the guy. I mean, he's very tricky with his lying, you know.
He's lying again. He's doing exactly what got him into this whole situation. Learn from your mistakes, Niles.
Yeah.
This is what you did to Matilda. And then that got you in trouble. And then it keeps happening. Just say exactly what you said. I wish I could come marry her next month. But the U.S. government, it takes time. It's a visa thing. I can't just come back and kidnap her at the U.S. So Mr. Ark says, listen, you're my son for the past 48 hours. And I love you. And I will help you with the wedding. I will give you money. And they keep doing this close-up of Mr. Ark's hands with his one fake hand crossing. I don't know why they keep doing that.
Because it's funny. I don't know.
It's not.
I don't know.
Not nice.
I don't know. Because it's like, I'm going to get you with my robot hand. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, so Niles like so thankful that he's going to help him with the wedding. His daddy's going to help him. And then they get up and Mr. Ark's like, we got to get dressed for the wedding and you got to put on your s7e outfit. And I'm going to put on my s7e outfit because I'm the father of the bride. And then they hold hands, which I still don't know why they do that. And
Sonny and his dad held hands this week too.
Okay, so it is just a father, son, or child and
cultural thing.
And so they hold hands and they walk off to get ready for the wedding. And Mr. Ark says, you know, I know Niles is a good guy. He works with people with disabilities just like I do. That's how I know he's a good guy. And this is the happiest day of my life, sending my son off to get married, the son that I've known for 2 days.
What's happening?
It's so weird. I'm so proud on this day as father of the bride. And this is the day my wife and I have been looking forward to since we birthed this fully grown man
4 days ago.
4 days ago.
It's really
it's so weird.
I hope they're really going to talk about this at the tell-all to be like, why did he lean so hard into this father-son? I mean, Niles is doing it because like he has to. He has no one there.
Right.
But so he thinks that Mr. Ark is his advocate, but I don't feel like Mr. Ark is his advocate.
No, Mr. Ark, I feel like has his own agenda. And if it's just like supposed to be a symbolic thing.
Not
like if you ask your uncle to walk you down the aisle or something because your dad has passed away, you don't suddenly make your uncle call you like you call your uncle daddy. Like, just so I can't get over it. Like they're just leaning so hard into it. You don't have to do that. We all get it's symbolic.
It's hilarious.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
Also, any grown man calling his dad daddy
is also a little bit.
Just wow.
It's a little bit off.
Yeah.
It's a little bit off. It's sort of like, you know, they're rich if they say father.
Yes.
Yes. And you know, they're fucked up if they say daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, there is they continue to amuse.
Yeah. Right when it was the whole like, you're not allowed to sit. Don't get a chair. What are you doing? Put your hands behind your back. I was like, oh no, this is funny.
Yeah. You're talking to your daddy.
How dare you approach me this way, son? So good. Lipo used to be such a bad word, and we're all supposed to just love every part of our body. You guys, that's BS. You deserve to get the body you want. I've had 2 kids. Getting your body back is really hard, and I get it because you can exercise and eat right and do everything, but you gain weight and you lose weight, and sometimes you have those stubborn pockets of fat. That's why you guys need to listen to me about Sono Bello and their laser assisted lipo. Sonobella doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. It's a technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Whatever is your problem area, like it could be your tummy, your love handles, your thighs, your arms, wherever it is, your underarm pit area. Everybody's got an area that they want to have a little work on. And you could go and get it removed in one comfortable visit at Sonovello. And right now they're offering the best deal of the year. You're now included in their friends and family holiday savings event. That's right. You're going to pay the same price that Sonobello family and friends pay, but the appointments are limited, so you need to get on it. You guys go to their website, check out the before and after pictures. I recognize myself in quite a few of those before pictures. I'm like, that is exactly what I look like. And the picture on the after is exactly what I would like to look at. So eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that. But if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during Sono Bello's Friends and Family Holiday and Fall Savings Event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/pinkshade. That's sonobello.com/pinkshade. sonobello.com/pinkshade. All righty. Let's move on to your favorite couple, Lauren and Faith.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll be interested to see these two on the reunion, or I wonder if he'll be kicked off the reunion.
Right.
He did that interview.
Mm-hmm.
So all we do know for sure at the tell-all, he won't stop smiling because he never does. Never wipes that smirk off his face. Never. So she comes to his room and he goes, "Hey, guess what? I've ripped the sleeves off my shirt and you're going to tattoo me." And she's like, "What?" And he goes, "You're my girlfriend now. Good time. Next level. Okay." And she's just like, "What?" Speaking full sentences. So she basically is like, "He's weird. He's a different kind of guy, but okay." And he goes, "I know people think it's crazy, but I got these other 2 tattoos from my friends. Yeah, we can tell. We can tell. They look like prison tattoos."
They do. No, that's not even right because we've seen some prison tattoos
that's
that are
right.
way better.
That's right. You're right. This looks like 16-year-olds in the bathroom. Like my daughter did one on her foot. Yeah. When she was like 16. Yeah. Stick and poke. Yeah. Stick and poke. Yeah. So she first got the bug. She and her friends tattooed themselves in our bathroom.
Oh my God.
Things that happen when you go out to dinner. So, anyway, he got these 2 tattoos from other people in his life. So he just wants her to do this the flag of the Philippines with an F under it for Faith. And he goes, I'm going to send you the picture of it. She was like, "Okay, all right." So she looks at it on her phone. He goes, "And you can see the F at the bottom there." And so anyway, I ripped the sleeves off my shirt. Let's go. I was like, that was weird too. Why do you have to do that? You have to
Why
rip the
is he
sleeves
always
off a shirt?
shirtless too? He loves being.
Well, the whole thing is.
I mean, body positivity. It's fine.
Sure.
But
so he says he thinks walking into a tattoo parlor and paying for a tattoo seems ridiculous. And also, he's broke. So you could just do it yourself with a homemade stick and poke kit. So he just literally gets like some needles that you do sewing with and straps it on with a piece of duct tape to a longer stick. God. And heats it up and and then gets like a hard instrument to bang it at the end and just bang it into my skin.
Can you imagine being married to this man? Like, it's like being married to Dwight Schrute and he'd be like, "I don't pay for that because I can do it myself. The only thing I don't pay for is a colonoscopy because I can't do that myself." Like, and he doesn't tip. Lauren has never tipped anyone.
No, they're here to serve him. So she's like, "All right." So she starts on it. I was like, "Okay, this is crazy because I'm just like making you bleed. This is nuts." But she's into it. And then, into it as much as like she's being forced to do it. And then he goes, "So is your arm tired? You need a break?" And she goes, "Yeah, I could use a wine break because what I definitely want to do is get drunk and then try to continue to tattoo you. That's the only way to make this bearable." So then she says, "One thing about Lauren is life will never be boring. But, I still don't know if it's going to be forever because I still don't know if I trust him.
Yeah.
So then they have wine and they giggle and then they kiss. And he's like, boyfriend kiss? No boyfriend kiss. Now boyfriend kiss.
Oh
Want
my
more?
God.
Yes. Like it? Huh?
Tongue?
Good.
Use
Stop.
tongue? Lips?
Oh, God. So next day, he goes to a magic shop and he tells the people there that he's going to propose and he wants to do magic tricks because his girlfriend really likes magic. So they give him some options. First thing they do is go give us the ring. And I was like, well, those people are going to run right out the back with that ring. They should if they were smart, but they didn't. So now they're going to this park, but it's like a fort, but it's like a
I'm
labyrinth.
sorry. All of those magician shop people, are they going to be kicked out of some magician alliance for explaining to us on TV how all the tricks are done?
Those were pretty low level tricks.
I hope so.
It wasn't like making a tiger disappear out of a cage. I mean,
That's true.
Yeah.
I hated how he was like, I don't care at all about magic, but my girlfriend likes it.
You all suck, and everybody in here sucks, and this whole idea sucks.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Your whole hobbies are dumb, but my dumb girlfriend likes it. So I'm going to pander to her for a second.
I've got $2. What you got? So they go to something. It's like a fort maybe, but it's like a labyrinth of some sort. I couldn't quite historic something. Couldn't quite figure out what this place was. So they walk around through it and they're going to have a picnic and they go and they sit and they're talking about the tattoo and she lifts up his thing and I was like, what is happening on his arm? It's like, he said something about, well, it'll look really good when it gets the black outline. She's like, no, I think it looks great. You don't need the black outline. I was like, what are you talking about? That looks horrible.
It looks like a pinwheel or something.
Like I couldn't even tell what it looked like.
I don't know.
It didn't look good.
You could always just say it was artistic, like artsy, like a watercolor painting,
I guess. But it's not even like filled in. No. So they sit down and okay.
As they would say on Great British Bake Off.
Yeah, that's what you want for your tattoos.
Yeah.
You want it to look incomplete. So she feeds him grapes and he's like, so I only have a few days left of my trip. And you know how crazy I am now, right? I'm crazy. And she goes, yeah, you are. You're crazy. And in the talking head, she goes, I'm glad, we're doing this picnic and he's being romantic, but I have to say, like, I'm still nervous around him. I'm still finding it very hard to trust him.
Yeah. Trust those instincts, girl.
That's right. So then he gets out the first thing where she's going to open some chips, but then like a snake jumps out and she's like, okay. And he goes, yeah, look. So I went to the magic shop. She goes, oh, you did. So instead of saying to her, like, he's going to do the trick where it's like, look, there's nothing in here and then pull out the thing.
Yeah.
He goes, but you know this trick, right? So like you can pretend, but there's nothing in here. But then look, you pull out. I was like, it's not very fun if you're explaining it.
He has no charisma when doing magic like a magician should.
No. So he says, look at the end of the string. It's a ring. Faith, will you marry me? And she's like, is this a trick? Are you kidding me? And he says, no, he's serious. And he says, will we be happily ever after forever? Anything you want ever in life, I'll do for you. I'll work hard for your family. Anything you want. And I love you. If you
I will marry your mom.
Whatever. Whoever wants to marry me, I will be fine. And he says, if you say yes, this trip goes on forever. The roller coaster of love, all the fun stuff. So Faith, will you marry me?
Do you want to be with this guy who looks like he smells and always smiles when he's talking about gonorrhea for the rest of your life?
Yeah. And she goes, okay, yeah, the answer is yes. And then she gets all excited and he puts the ring on her and they make out some more. And then she goes, more wine, please.
I looked away. I had acid reflux. He looks like...
I agree with you.
He looks like he smells bad all the time too.
And off to the side, they do like a talking head together, like, it's a yes. And, he's like, fiance time. Woo woo. Maybe she's going to bang me now. So then talking head, she goes, I do have doubts. I do. But I love Lauren. and he accepts me and loves me for who I am. And as a trans woman, I never thought somebody would love me so much, and I want to keep that love forever.
I know.
So
I think she thinks that she's never going to get proposed to again.
I think so. Yeah.
And that's so sad. And also, I don't like that he fully says before he does it, he says, I know that Faith has said that it's too soon and I shouldn't propose. And she's not sure if she trusts me or that we should be together. And it's all too fast, but I'm going to ignore her wishes and do it anyway.
Yeah. Because we are on a show, and I'm never going to be able to get home if they don't pay for my flight.
Right.
So now they joke again about that snake in the can that was like the chips or whatever, and how it looks like a penis. And basically she's asking about his penis. He's like, well, you've seen pictures, and I've never had anybody complain about my penis, except for when it was dripping, oozing,
sludgy
with bacteria. And then she is like, maybe you'll find out tonight. Maybe I will. And then she goes, but I have a question. And he goes, okay. And she goes, if we have sex as two bottoms, and he goes, is this a real question? And she says, yeah. And he says, listen, let me explain this to you. In the bedroom, I always ask, what do you want? Because I can go either way, and people will usually choose for me to be the bottom. And also, I don't like to use my penis on anyone I don't like, except for that person who gave me the gonorrhea.
Yeah.
I stuck it right in.
No, that was DJ, I thought.
So this person had mouth gonorrhea and gave it to him through their
that's
mouth.
What he said.
I think that's what he said, but I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah. I don't know the ins and outs of gonorrhea.
And he says, I don't like to use my penis on anyone I don't like, but with you, I will top. No problem. And she goes, okay. So in the talking head, he says, I hope she wants to consummate the engagement tonight. He says, but she might want to wait, but either way, she won't have to wait for long. And he says, ideally, tomorrow we will meet with an immigration lawyer so we can figure out how to get married right away.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
He's raring to go.
But he does something to screw it up. Okay. Next we go to I took that back. Next we go to one horrible person, and that's Brian and Ingrid.
There we go.
Yeah.
Speaking of recoiling from the screen, visceral reaction.
Oh God, he's so awful, Kimberly. So awful.
So she's just stormed off and crying. She's literally sobbing in the street because he said, you're using me to get a green card and get your kids, and you're using me for money, and you're a bad person. Essentially, you have no character.
When I get back to the States, I'm going to tell people in my Uber that you were a prostitute.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So, which he did. So, he's like, I think I made the right decision. I've been in relationships where it was like, take. And you're saying they were the ones taking?
Right.
Okay.
And he that behavior, so we've only seen it from him.
Yeah, exactly. And he goes, I made the right decision. I was true to myself, and I'm proud of myself for calling this young woman a prostitute. Meanwhile, Ingrid is crying and saying, right now, this relationship is over. And I was like, don't say right now. Don't make a qualifier. I need you to say it's over please. So we go away, and I thought we were done. And then I see the commercial break preview that they're back in this episode. And I literally exclaimed out loud, why God make it stop? So loudly, and I'm alone in my apartment. I can't. I hate him. So he texted her the next day because he doesn't want her last memory of her to be ugly Brian. That's what. Too late. I think he's realized that he's going to look like the asshole, and because of how that conversation went, and he wants to save face, and maybe he wants to ask her, do you have any other young Brazilian chicks that would bang me?
Yeah. What about those three friends that we saw at dinner? They all seemed all right.
So he goes to her hotel, and I was thinking, do they have to travel back together? Like the most awkward taxi. And then thank God she has her own taxi. But then I was thinking, do they have to fly back together? Because didn't they fly there?
I feel like she's flying to her home and he's
And
flying
he's
back to the
flying.
States.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because that's a horrible to do a breakup right before.
And he's also trying to figure out if he can get divorced while he's in Recife.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That pesky fourth wife. So he says, I didn't want last night to end tense. And she said, but you said it. Like, then why did you say it? You called me an opportunist who's using you for money to get my kids to America. And he says, I don't have anything bad against you. We tried and it didn't work. And she's like, was that supposed to be an apology?
Nope.
I didn't hear an apology.
You're not going to.
And so he's doing in his talking head that he's heartbroken and it's hurtful that she wasn't the love of his life. How many loves of your life have you had, Brian?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 at least.
Yeah.
She wasn't your nurse. She didn't want to be your nurse, which is what you said you were looking for.
He thinks that these Brazilian women should be so grateful to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he doesn't, when she's not like, I'm so grateful to you, then he doesn't like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they go outside for the taxi and he keeps asking for hugs. And I hated it. And he starts crying. And he's like, I didn't want this. I didn't want it to end like this. I don't hate you, Ingrid. Do you understand me? I don't hate you. Do you understand?
That was so weird. That was so weird.
Like, she speaks the language. Like, what are you doing?
Don't hate you. I don't hate you. Why was he saying that?
Like, he's trying to make it, again, like, come off better than he did.
Nobody thought he hated her. What are you talking about?
Hated her, but we do think you don't respect her. So he goes, it wasn't a match. That's it. It wasn't a match. And she's just like, okay, because you attacked her character and her integrity as an entire person. Yeah. That's what you did. And now you're like, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
We just tried to
forcibly have oral sex with her as well. Never forget.
Oh, yeah. And you got pissed when she wouldn't do it. So and you lied about everything.
I'm about to say, like, get the list going. Yeah.
Yeah. So she says, I kind of feel deceived. I wasted 2 years on someone who wasn't what they seemed to be. And she leaves and she cried. He tries to give her a hug again. She's like, fine, just leave me alone. Yeah. And she gets in the car and she's crying. She says, he was my companion. He was a friend. He was someone to talk to. And I was like, just get a dog, Ingrid. Stay away from Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we're still not done with effing Brian, because we go back to him packing up his Airbnb or apartment or whatever, and he's packing up his stuff, including the biggest bottle of Pepto that I've ever seen.
I did not notice that.
Which is what I need after watching him on this season. I'm assuming it was Pepto. It was a bottle of pink liquid.
Okay.
A large bottle, like family size.
It was calamine lotion. Maybe he had a lot of bug bites.
That's possible too. Mm-hmm. So he is glad that he didn't. I wonder if he has because I don't know what his whole system is like. I know he has that urinary catheter, but I don't know what else goes on down there. And I'm surprised he didn't spend a whole episode telling us.
It. Yeah, right.
And telling her what her duties are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Within minutes of meeting her. So he's glad. He's so proud. That's what this pissed me off. He's patting himself on the back. I did great. I'm so proud of myself. I didn't repeat the mistakes of my past. I didn't pick a user again, like all the other women that have been users. I did. Yay, Brian. And he's like, I just need to find someone who can look past the wheels. I was like, keep telling yourself that was the problem. That she couldn't get past the wheelchair. Right. It had nothing to do with you or your personality flaws. So, and he's like a perpetual victim still. So he's crying and he's like, Ingrid was my last hope for finding love in Brazil.
No, so I don't think so.
Colombia.
I don't think that's true. I don't think he's exhausted all the Brazilian women that he could. So
no, I'm sure there's more women that he could traumatize there.
Totally.
So they say, so is your next love Brazilian? And he says, maybe, which shows that he has not given up on Brazil. And he goes, or maybe French or African. Who knows? I'm going to find out. Leave these countries alone, but leave Americans alone too.
Date locally in your Illinois neighborhood, or maybe all those women have heard about him and don't want
to
into his Uber, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah. And then he finally takes the smallest amount of responsibility that he has not done the whole season and says, I have to work on myself too. And I'm willing to do that. What a prince.
He's just, he's, at least he, well, I was going to say, at least he hasn't like broken any NDA. And so he will be able to come on the tell-all and stuff and people can yell at him. But I think maybe because he has just been telling people in his Uber that she was a prostitute, maybe they won't let him come on the tell-all, but hopefully they do.
So what is he saying? I didn't know she was a prostitute. And then I went there and it turned out she was a prostitute.
Yeah. Basically, when people get in his Uber, he's like, oh, that girl. Oh, yeah, that was terrible. She was just a prostitute and I didn't know it. And, I was really nice to her and her kids and everything, but she was trying to use me for money and get to the States because, she was a hooker with a heart of gold. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Even though she wouldn't have sex with you, which is literally the one thing a prostitute is supposed to do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
All right. Let us.
And took you to meet her mom, which is also something sex workers generally do not do.
Also true. Okay. Let's move on to our last couple here, which is s7e and Bea. So we open up with the two of them walking down the street there in Durban, and there's a person on the street selling underwear, but it's just like a pile of underwear on the street. And they make a lot of jokes like, should I put this on? And he's like, I don't have boobies. And they're, stop, s7e, you're so funny.
Oh my God.
So now
I'm glad I missed that whole part.
Yeah. It was just like pulling underwear off the street. Like, what do these look like? So strange. So it's just like in New York, like where you go to New York, they just have stuff on the street. So she comes out, they go to this store where she has to find an outfit to cover her tattoos to meet s7e's dad, right? So she's like, I know I need to show respect, but I also don't really like to hide a part of myself because, like, the way I dress is like part of my personality and I just don't like this at all, but I'm going to do it just like this one time. And he basically is like, you'll only have to do this one time. Like slowly but surely they'll get to know you the way you are. Okay. So the guy brings out this white dress, which looked really nice, but she comes out in it and she was like, listen, I really want your dad to like me, but this is bringing back terrible memories. Like, remember when I was adopted into that family for like 2 years, we had to be all covered up. And if anything showed like your ankles or anything, it was like, that was a sin. And also that family, they were very mean to us. And I was like, ugh. And they showed the pictures and they look like Mennonites or Amish or something.
It looks like worse. It looked like Warren Jeffs vibes. It was just
You're right. It did look like Warren Jeffs vibes. And so
I get it why she's traumatized. That white dress was giving that. It was giving cult core fashion.
It was. It's interesting too, where this guy wasn't bringing them anything that had like a solid sleeve. Mm-hmm. Everything was like sort of sheer. And so anyway, because the guy's like, well, if you get this one, we can alter it or da da da. I was like, I don't feel like there's time. No. You just got a seamstress right there.
Get her some color too. She'll feel better in some.
Yeah,
color.
The white was not good. Mm-mm. So she tries on a purple.
A child bride or something.
It did. I could see where it triggered her. So she tries on this purple dress that's kind of got bejeweled a little bit. And the guy says, if you wear this scarf too, it'll be like a double layer. So like you can't see the tattoos. She was like, okay, s7e, I like this one. This is better than the white one. I'm just going to wear it the one time. So, but she never really puts the scarf on correctly or anything. So, but she's respectful. Right,
because the dad can see this
tattoos. Yeah. But because it's sheer. But I think the thought was if she had on 2 layers, I don't know why that guy didn't have anything with like a solid sleeve.
Yeah.
Maybe it's too hot for that. I don't know. So she's in the dress. Her ankles are showing because she's wearing tennis shoes and her ankle, I was like, she didn't wear pants. And she has the scarf, but she doesn't cover her arms with it. The whole thing is awkward. So they sit down and dad says, about her, even though she's sitting right there, he says, when I saw her in the photo, she looked more healthy. And she's like, what? And basically he said, in person, she looks fatter than she does in person, she looks fatter than she did in
No,
the
I thought
pictures.
it was the reverse. On
Oh,
camera, she was heavier, which the camera does add weight.
but by the way, not your place to tell somebody where they looked fatter in person or in a photo.
No, and this is like that. Who else did we have this in those? Who was it?
That said that there was
Riley and that tall guy who went to
Riley. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Asia, and I can't remember her name, and
Violet.
Violet, and they
Yeah.
were the shop workers were making fun of his belly and like
Yeah.
talking, and they just said that's how they are there. You
Yeah.
just talk about people's weight right in front
Yeah.
of them.
And so was the same with Sinjin. Remember when he went back to South Africa to visit his family? And right away they were like, wow, you're fat. You've got,
Yeah,
yeah. So culturally, I guess some places don't mind it, but our culture is like rude.
it
And
is,
so,
and has suffered from ED in the past too.
yeah,
She said
she's had
so.
so
That's
many. Yeah. So then he goes, yeah, and you look like you're tired.
oh my god.
And so basically he called her fat and haggard. Okay.
Like, what was next? Is he going to be like, and your hair is terrible?
Yeah. And so he goes,
Do you need some Botox?
I
You're
mean,
ugly.
it was
Calm
bad.
down. You're acting hysterical.
So in her talking head, she goes, yeah, I just met this guy. He basically said I looked fat. And so I looked tired. Yeah, I was offended. So in the talking head, dad says, I don't know why he chose an American woman, but I can tell she loves him, but I don't like it. She's not the same culture. She's not the same religion. This is not good for Sonny. So she is talking to the dad that the food is coming. This is obviously like highly edited because lots of plates are coming out. And she tells the dad that, yeah, Sonny got me this dress. Yeah, but I don't normally wear dresses like this, but Sonny got it for me. And dad says, well, covering up is good. And, we don't like tattoos. And she goes, Sonny likes them. And dad says, I don't think so. I know him very well. He's my son.
Do you
Whatever.
know we banged in the hotel shower?
Yeah. Did you know that about the banging in the pool? And so dad says, yeah, I don't know him. I don't think you are right. And he says, no matter what religion you are, even the Bible says tattoos are wrong. So in the future, you're going to have to take them off. And she goes, no, no, the tattoos tell a story of my life. Like on my leg, I have the whole story of my family and I have like the date on there when my brother died. So no, I'm not going to take them off. And he says, let me tell you something. Tattoos are totally wrong.
Oy.
And she goes, okay, well, I'm not comfortable with removing my tattoos. And he goes, okay, well, you don't have to do it today. You could just do it whenever, like in 1 month or 2 months. And,
Oh my God.
Sonny is Muslim, right? And you're Christian? And she goes, yeah, I guess you could say I'm Christian. And he says, I respect all religions, but our family is Muslim. So how do you take Sonny? And you have to convert religions. So you will do that, right? You'll do that if you love him because the head of the family will be Muslim and you will follow because he'll be the head of your family. And Sonny is just really concentrating on cutting up his food.
Yeah, he doesn't say a word.
He says nothing. And she goes, do
Which
you
I
agree
think is also cultural. You probably just don't stand up
to your
for
dad? Yeah.
to your dad. Yeah.
And she says, do you agree with that, Sonny? And he says nothing. And dad says, he does agree. You'll see. And I think dad's right. Dad's right. He's like, you'll see.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see. So she goes, okay, well, I don't know what to say. This is awkward. And he looks at her and Sonny looks at her and goes, you wanted to see my dad, did you not? And she goes, Sonny, don't start treating me mean. And he's like, oh, women, am I right? And she says, okay, can you get up? I'm going to go out. So she gets up, she leaves her purse there. She gets up and goes out.
She's
So
like fighting off tears and a panic attack.
yeah, totally. So outside, she says to the production, she goes, I just didn't want to be in there. I'm in a different country. I'm dressed differently. And this dad was talking about my tattoos and how I should convert to be a Muslim. And now I just want to take this dress off. Like, I just want to be done with this. So inside, dad says, what happened to her? And Sonny says, sometimes she doesn't feel comfortable in these situations. And Dad says, if I was in your place, I would not tolerate that. And I want my son to get a good girlfriend, a good wife, a good life partner. That's what I wish. But from what I'm seeing, this is a different thing. And I don't like what she's doing. So he's mad that she got up and left the table and didn't come back.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's disrespectful. So then Sonny thanks his dad for coming and he says, I'm sorry that I put you in this situation. And they
Oh my
hold
God.
hands. They hold hands walking out of the restaurant, Sonny and his dad. In his talking head, Sonny says, my worst fears are coming true. I had warned her it's going to be really different, but she's messed up a chance of having a relationship with my father. Now, I would just like to rewind and remind you that Sonny's dad left the family when he was young, and he's just reconciled with him by moving to South Africa.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Remember, the dad left the family and he moved to South Africa to work in the dad's shop, but he hadn't seen his dad in many, many years.
You're right. But he's still the dad, so he still gets all the respect over the women.
Even though
And
he
it doesn't
left.
matter how dumb his eyebrow is,
Mm-mm.
his singular eyebrow.
So many unibrows. So he goes back out. Sonny goes back out to her and takes her purse. And she's like, thank you for bringing me my purse. I just kind of had an anxiety attack, so I had to leave. And he says, you're the one who wanted to see my dad. So how do you think this makes me feel that you just walked away from the table? And I've told you
Anyone
that
would if they were
anybody
being
would.
spoken to like that.
Yes, I agree. And he says, and I've told you that never in my life have I brought any woman to meet my dad. And she goes, I don't know. It's just uncomfortable. He was talking about taking my tattoos off. I just felt attacked. And then he said he wanted me to convert. And don't forget, he called me fat and haggard. Um, and Sonny says, he was just talking as the elder of the family and we have to listen. And in the talking head, she goes, Sonny's friend Ali said that I was going to have to convert. And now his father is saying that I have to convert. So maybe Sonny does want me to convert.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same story year after year on this show.
Just watch the show.
Watch the show. These
Google.
guys want you to convert. And
I just feel so badly for her now that I know that Sonny is that traditional in his thinking, and she has just been scammed again. He lied to her.
Yeah.
And got her there with a huge lie that she won't have to convert.
Yeah. She has religious trauma.
That is, and she already has that's what I'm saying. This is despicable. This girl will be broken after this. And she was already pretty broken.
Yeah.
She just needs therapy and to stay away from men.
Or
go back with Rory.
Go back with Rory.
Rory's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He seems to really understand her.
Yeah.
So he says, oh, okay. Well, you freaked out in front of my dad and you embarrassed me in front of my family. And she goes, no, I didn't freak out. I just had an anxiety attack. I just had to leave. And in the talking head, he says, I should have talked to her about converting before meeting my dad, but I was scared if I said it, I would lose her. And the truth is, if she does not convert, I can't be with her. And I don't know how to tell her this. And I'm freaking out.
I feel scammed because I liked Sonny. I was okay with Sonny. Scammed me too.
I wasn't ever really okay with him, I don't think, because I think he was remember that first night and then he left and then I don't know.
Yeah. But it was a huge thing, her bringing Rory there I kind of understood his anger, but he was overly jealous and possessive for sure.
So he didn't mind
a temper problem.
He doesn't mind having premarital sex with her.
Right. It's on his terms. He can break the rules when he wants to.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But he totally lied to her for a long time and got her there.
Yeah. So next time on Before the 90 Days, Tiger Lily says to Adnan, what if we can't have children naturally? And there's lots of options if we can't. And he goes, yes, I know. It's no problem. In my culture, I just get another wife or 2 or 3 or 4. And she just looks at him and she goes, in my mind, I'm thinking of all the ways I could kill you. Should I stab you? Should I push you off a bridge? And he's like, baby, Tiger Lily, stop this. And she's like, maybe I could shoot you. Maybe I could choke you. He's
Maybe I could shove your head inside a turkey and then put you on the steam setting of the oven.
Oh my God. Joe meets Magdalena's mom, and he brings her flowers and a present. And then she's like, so let's talk about that other chick you banged.
Oh my
And
God.
he looks over at Magdalena. She's like, yeah, I told her what you did. Oh, you told her that I slept with another girl before we were in a committed relationship. Well, that
Right.
just really seems like news to tell your mom.
Yeah.
What are we doing? This girl is whack.
Yeah.
And by the way, so is he.
Mhm.
Vanya is talking to that guy, Yosko, and she's trying to get him to commit. Just like, are you going to be my boyfriend or what? He's like, what? I got to go. Oh, this is on my alarm. Got to go. Got in a meeting. Got to go.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to commit.
He has a child too, like a baby.
A baby.
An actual baby at home.
Yeah. Well, seems like a perfect girlfriend to have your girlfriend not even in the country. Just see her every so often. Seems like perfect. Faith is ready for sexy times, okay? But he's acting weird and he's like smashing a can on his head and then he's like stabbing himself repeatedly in the hand with like a butter knife.
What was this?
And she goes, why are you doing like this, like to your girlfriend? Like, why are you doing that? Do you think that's good behavior? And he's like, I don't know. And she says, he's like a completely different person. I don't know who this person is. She takes the ring off and leaves it on the table.
Wow.
And he wasn't smiling. He wasn't doing the smiling thing when he was like stabbing himself in the hand with the butter knife. He was staring at her like angrily.
Okay, what was, I'm scared. Like, was he suggesting, because they were supposed to be doing sexy time, did he get like drunk and started acting really creepy? Or was he suggesting sex stuff that was making her uncomfortable?
I don't know. He was crashing a can on his head to be like, He-Man.
And stabbing himself with a knife. It was weird.
It was weird. So it does make us interested in next week.
Yeah. They got me. Matt Sharp. I'm sticking around.
Yeah, sticking around, Matt Sharp. So s7e talks to Bea and says, well, you have to change your religion. You have to. And she says, I'm not fucking becoming Muslim, s7e. And he says, at the end of the day, I have to do what's right. And she will either accept it or it will be ruined. So it's all her fault that you lied to her about it. So now it's her fault that she doesn't want to accept it.
Yeah. And what is with these women who have trauma like Tiger Lily with like a controlling person in their past, and then they marry a Muslim man who wants to control them?
Listen, I think that
s7e lied about it. So I feel like Adnan, I feel like
he's also lying about it.
You're actually, that's true.
Eventually he wants her to convert. He's trying to do it slowly but surely.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to do it pebble style. Little pebbles.
Google is your friend, ladies. Mm-hmm. Also, just watch. There's a million episodes of this show.
Mm-hmm. Every season there's one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also I think that like what we saw when we watched the other show that we watched, what was the one? Love, Religion. What was the one? The religion.
Love.
What was the religion show?
Forbidden Love.
Forbidden Love. Thank you. That couple, I think it was Ashley and Muhammad. I think that eventually she was like, okay, I do want to do this, for him and for our daughter. And I do like lots of parts of it. And so if you're coming to it, he always said, like, I'm never going to force you. I'm going to need you to come to it on your own. So I think that at least was a storyline where you see somebody sort of weighing their options and deciding that they want to do it.
Right.
If you're telling somebody flat out, oh, no, it doesn't matter. You'll never have to be my religion. They've never even considered it.
That's deception. Yeah.
It's deceptive.
Rebecca and Zied, I don't think he ever made her convert.
No, he just said like, for me, you can't show your tattoos in public and stuff like,
And I think she probably still does that. I don't think he ever pushed it that hard.
Well, they're in the States.
And they moved back there.
They did?
For a while. He moved back and then she moved to be with him. But I don't think it lasted that long. This was in the past just couple years.
Oh, maybe they moved during COVID or something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
And she probably couldn't work because she was the manager at the chicken place.
The chicken place, yeah. But so that's an example of where the husband didn't push conversion, like, and was actually truthful about it. Like,
yeah, we never heard him mention it at all. Just like, you have to respect it. Yeah,
but
interesting.
the majority of the couples, it seems to be, they want you to. Or
And
like Avery did it totally voluntarily. She was, I think, already interested, wasn't she, before?
She was already Muslim before she met him.
Yeah,
She
you're right.
converted on her own. She just got
Mhm.
interested in it and converted
Mhm.
completely. Like, and her family's like, okay, well, next week she'll do something else.
Yeah,
So
she'll be
like,
a vegan next week.
yeah,
And then into
every
CrossFit. Yeah.
yeah, every week she's into something new. So we think it's a phase until she met, what's his name, Muhammad?
I
The
don't know, but he was
dentist?
kind of cute. He was a dentist.
Very cute.
Yeah, dentist. Yeah.
Very cute.
And I
What
think
was
they're
his
still
name?
happy.
I think they are still happy, and I think he's like a periodontist or something.
Yeah.
I
Good
don't
for
know
them.
where they live now. If his name is not Muhammad, I'm going to feel bad.
I know.
Is it Avery and Omar?
Omar.
Yes, Avery and Omar. Okay. All right. I would say I'll edit all that out, but I won't.
I know. People have to understand. There does seem to be a repetition amongst the names.
Yeah. Yeah. There is. There's Yazan. We saw a Yazan this week, a cross-eyed Yazan this time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not nice. He can't help it. Okay, Kimberly, what's happening over on A Date with Dateline? Because I texted you this week that I watched Dateline on Friday, but it was the story of that Nicholas Rossi guy.
Oh, yeah.
Are y'all covering that this week?
Yes, we've done it before, but this was an update episode and we decided to just revisit it. So, and I thought, I'm not going to include all the stuff from the first time. I'm just going to talk about the update. I do that every time. My notes were like 12 pages long. We recorded for 2.5 hours. So,
and Andrea is just like looking at him like, are you kidding me with this?
And at one point she starts laughing, but she covers her hand with her mouth when he's faking that he can't stand up.
When he did that, ooh,
and he flails his arms around like a inflatable wacky guy at a car dealership. Like, so funny. Yeah.
And that wife was in on it. Whatever's going on there, the two of them were scammers together.
I know. Well, Katie thinks she might be like Stockholm syndrome with him or something. Like, I don't know if he can just become a normal, nice husband when he's been this abusive, horrible monster this whole time. So
no. Or he found somebody that wanted to equally scam as much as he did.
Right. Yeah. Those are the options. Or she didn't know and she's an idiot.
I love how he said that his that when he was in a coma with COVID that somebody tattooed him.
Yeah.
Like extensively huge tattoos and
conspiracy tattooing. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
well, that would be better than Lauren's tattoo. So
you're totally right. A hospital tattoo in a coma is better than a stick and poke. Also, did you see the wig that I was discussing? Because I wrote you guys said there's a spectacular men's wig on this.
Are you talking about the blonde lawyer?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I called him a Boris Johnson impersonator and Katie did not think that was accurate at all. And she thinks I need to do a side-by-side and to prove that I'm wrong.
That was a tragedy.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't. And they kept showing him from the front and the side. I was like, oh my God, this man's wig is terrible.
This is the man you're trusting with your legal advice?
Yeah. And then towards the end, they weren't showing him anymore. I was like, I want him to come back. I need to see if his wig has gotten better in the years since we've seen him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, it was crazy. It was like windswept. Like, it's very strange.
It was like he was like, let me get it to look like what my hair did look like when I was like 25. And nobody's going to tell the difference. So that episode will be out Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And then we're also interviewing Mank for his new podcast. And so that will be out the following week, I think.
Has anybody got eyes on Dennis? Because we haven't seen him this whole season.
We're going to ask Mank about it for sure.
Okay. Like, I'm concerned.
Yeah, we are all concerned. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody did say in the chat of our moment that they had a life-size cutout of Dennis. Did they get that from you guys?
No, that's the NBC store. And we also have one. We have all four that we brought to CrimeCon last year. And people were posing with them and had no idea what our podcast was. And they were just taking over our booth. And we're like, no, but it's for our show. It's like they were totally ignoring us and then just taking photos with the cutout.
We talk about Dateline.
Yeah.
We talk about Dateline.
Our podcast. Yeah. That might have been Natalie because she has a good connection with Dennis.
Okay.
She won a contest once, and like Dennis came over to her house and like hung out. Yeah.
Well, Ingrid was writing, telling us things that people were saying in the chat, and she wrote over on the side, so-and-so said they're looking at their cutout of Dennis right now.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, we never heard from the person who won our trivia, and so Ingrid said she never got an email. So contact us if you were the person who won our trivia.
Yeah, Ingrid said who it was.
I think it was Melissa.
Yeah, it was Melissa, because we were trying to decide which Melissa, because we know so many.
And I still don't know which Melissa it was.
Huh. Okay. Well, Melissa, if you're listening, reach out to dateline@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or DM or whatever.
Whatever.
All right, everybody, that's the show. And I'll be back on Thursday with Mandy Slutsker to be talking Pop and Bravo. And then also on Pink Shade Prime, Ingrid and I are covering Sold on SLC, a Bravo show that's really good. We're really digging it. And then, of course, Friday, it'll be Amy and I to discuss 90 Day Last Resort, which is currently the best show on television.
I disagree.
Kimberly, it is so good. It is so good.
If I could stomach it, I think last season just really traumatized me. All of the fighting in the hot tub.
I never watched one full episode last season. Never, because I was so mad. I was like, if Big Ed and Angela are on it, I'm not watching.
Exactly.
And when Michael's like rolling around on a video screen pole, I was like, I'm not watching this.
That was the best part.
I'm not watching this. This season is so good. I mean, just to have Stacey and Florian and everything is like, what is it, Stacey? What the fuck off, Stacey? What the fuck you saying, Stacey? Stop the fucking crying, Stacey. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And then to have Benny and Ari on there, and they hate each other so
that's what my
violently.
Dad said. Yeah. He's like, they actually hate each other.
I mean, someone's going to die at the last resort.
That would be great.
And then all Natalie wants is to see Josh's house. She's just like,
she still hasn't. That's crazy.
Seen his house, because they're not a real couple.
They're not a real couple.
And she's like, Josh thinks I just want to investigate his house, and I do want to investigate his house.
But isn't she like super jealous of Sophie? Because didn't he reach out to Sophie on social?
And she's like, and you know what I think about Sophie?
I think I saw a clip of it.
Sophie, I think her ass is plastic. And the first thing she said to Julia when she saw her was like, oh, are you pregnant? And Julia goes, no. She goes, I'm just wondering because you'll gain so much weight. And Julia's like, okay, well, I was coming to speak to you. So, wow. I mean, it's
insane. Are you kidding me?
Kimberly. And then they have this Between the Sheets, which is like a pillow talk, but it's them talking about their own show.
I know.
Oh my God. It is so good.
Why can't they just have regular pillow talk? Because then I would just watch the pillow talk and I could have Veronica and Tim break it down for me.
No, because they'll have like Josh and Brandon sitting there looking at something between like Darcy and between like Stacey and Florian. Do you know what I mean? But they're on the show, things they didn't see.
About the other couples. Yeah.
It's a genius program, and I can't speak. I wish I could like do it on the free feed, but we're already doing this on the free feed, and I can't switch like I did that last time. I got in big trouble. The listeners didn't like that at all.
You just weren't as transparent as I think you thought you were, because I didn't even know.
Yeah, I was like, sorry, Kimberly, you're off this show. So you guys, that's and other people are covering
I'm
it
listen
too.
To you and Amy 1000%, because that I can stomach.
So we've done 2 episodes now. There's been 2 episodes out. There'll be a third one out on Monday night. So get on board. It is like jaw-dropping, knee-slapping hilarious. It is hilarious.
Well, you're making it sound very funny.
Yeah, good. Okay. I don't work for TLC, guys. Everybody make sure you're following Kimberly and Katie. You can listen to them wherever you get your podcast. And then, of course, you follow them on Instagram at Dateline. Please follow me over there on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. I'm going to put up a reel today about the new cast of Love During Lockup. And then that's another thing you get to watch tonight, Kimberly. Love During Lockup.
I'm so excited.
I know. It's a whole new cast. It's a bunch of wackadoos. So I will talk to you. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.